Hey everybody, this is Dastrn. I haven't made a video in a long time. I've been playing quite a bit of Minecraft the last couple of weeks, and I kind of wanted to show off a couple of my farms. There's my little portal. This was my 1.7 map, and I waited until 1.9 pre-release, and then I updated this map, and I started a new area, so I just took a big path through the nether and came out here. I wanted to focus on farming on this side, so I've been doing that. So these, I'll show you. I've got two side-by-side wheat farms. Each one's two sets of 4 by, let's see, 20. This is pretty standard stuff. I built a couple like this on other maps. This one I built exactly like a guy I saw on YouTube. I forget who it was. I've got water block sources back here behind these pistons. They're just standard pistons, and you lift the piston and the water flows through, and then water source blocks down the middle. I've never done the 8-piston design before. I've always done a single piston and then split the water source, but I realized that pistons are pretty stinking easy to make, so there's no reason not to use more pistons instead of trying to be creative with water pathing. So anyways, throw a switch here, run some redstone up underneath this big wall, pulls all those pistons out of the way, and voila. So I stand down here, the collection point, and I get about 4 stacks of seeds and then just over 2 stacks of wheat, kind of depending on how early I harvest. This one I let heart go all the way. I think there might have been one spot that was not full. So I should get 2 stacks and then maybe 15 or 20 wheat on top of that on the 3rd stack. And then, yeah, just about 4 stacks of seeds. Pretty quick to harvest, pretty quick to replant. So that's how that works. There's a couple sitting up there. Yep, 2 stacks and 12, and then 3.5 stacks of seeds. Then I throw the switch, closes all of those, the water disappears, and I can replant. So I'm not going to replant on the video. I want to show you guys the next part. Okay, this portion here is my egg farm. I built it out of netherrack just so it would stand out. It's kind of like to be a little creative. In the nether, I always build out of cobblestone. Out here, I like to build out of netherrack. Alright, so I started with 2 stacks of eggs. That's all I had, and that's from, a couple months of playing on this map. So I just created this path in here. There's water there. This switch closes the water off on the bottom, but it's still up there. They're standing in it. I copied this design again off somebody from YouTube recently. I'd done something similar, but just with fences, and it was kind of dumb. And then I decided to try and wall them in tight. And then I realized I could just look up at the specific design and use there. So he put the fence there, which I find useful, so I can kind of see in. I use wheat to feed them and breed them right in here. But once it took me a while to get it rolling, but once it rolled, I've got 4.5 chests. I just emptied these 2 chests. They were completely full about an hour ago. I just emptied them and moved them into my house. So I've got more spots here. And then I'll show you, I've got a good farm going here with all 4 different neutral creeps. Got chickens out here, so I can kind of run through here and pick up eggs out here as well. I've got cows over there to get milk and leather and beef. The sheep are stupid. They're not growing back their wool anymore. I don't know why they changed that this patch. So I breed, and eventually the babies turn into full-size ones. And then you can actually paint. I'm not sure if you've seen this. You can paint the sheep with the dyes before you shear them, and that way you'll get three pink wools instead of having to get 3 white wools and use up all 3 all 3 dyes or whatever. So I'll show you the inside of my house real quick. This is pretty much just a work area and storage. Yeah, nothing special in here. Lots of glass and stuff. Some dyes. I've been playing with the dyes and stuff. You'll see I've got just tons of watermelon. Getting lots of pumpkins here too. Got my little enchanting corner here. Look here, let's put an enchant on. Oh, everything's good. Got a little alchemy station over here. So I'm working on potions. I've got, instant health 2, speed 2, fire resistance, yada yada. I cleared this big, huge room out. I don't have any plans for it right now. It's just underground by 1 block. Eventually I'll put something down here. I'll figure out what I want to do with the space. Alright. I will show you my reed farm next. The best way to do reed farming, I've decided, is to just let it run on the side of the water here, and then you can just kind of run down it and punch the middle and get a big stack of reeds. I decided to try out an automated version with pistons to push off the middles here. So that's it right there in front of us. Um, and I'll show you what I did there. So I've got like 40 pistons in there. So as far down as you can see there, there's pistons at the second level. And then I glassed it in all along the side there. And then there's a water channel that just kind of flows downhill right there. That stuff goes in. Here, I'm going to just cut a hole. I'm going to put a door here later. That comes down here. I've got redstone powering, you know, up the hill and then up there. So it chops all the reeds, and you can see it just pushed them all down into the water. And then you stand here for a minute and wait for, you know, 30 reeds to come hit you. If you ask me, it's kind of dumb to stand still and wait for 30 reeds when I can walk through them in 5 seconds and cut them all down. So I think just using basic, I'll just put this back up. Just planting it along water and running is the best way to handle reeds. You can automate it by making the redstone on a timer and have it loop and then push every 20 seconds or so, and then you can kind of AFK down there and just wait for you know, wait for stuff to hit you. But that's kind of dumb. And with hunger working the way it is right now, you'd be hungry the whole time. So you couldn't like leave it on overnight unless you put it on peaceful mode. This is my melon and pumpkin farm. Here I've got, they're based on 9x9 grids. You put a water block in the middle, and then everything around it is within 4 blocks of that water source. And then you just plant rows. I added a middle row that used to be a fence between the two, and I went ahead and just cut the fence down and tilled it, so now either one of the two can kind of fit that middle row. I need to harvest that soon too. So these are my farms. I hope you enjoy them, and I can show you here. I'll cut here and I'll go into the nether and I'll show you my netherwart farm, my blaze rod farm. I've got a spider farm system and everything like that, so I'll show that to you now. Alright, so I've got a spider farm set up. Oh, here we go, yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I've got a spider farm set up. These spawners are a dime a dozen in the abandoned mine shafts. So I figured out a system basically just to pile them all up in one spot, and then I can kill them all at once easily. What I've done, this is my own design. It's really, really stinking basic. This is all it is. You walk back off maybe 8 or 10 steps here. Cut 2 up in the ceiling. These are 3 tall corridors. 2 up in the ceiling, 2 up in the ceiling, and then 2 up right there. So here's what happens. I don't think he'll come around the corner. I stand right back in here. I just cut a little corridor. I put a light in here just so I can stand. And I hit inventory and I go check Smashboards or YouTube or whatever. And then once I hear all the spiders all squealing, I come back around the corner. And this is what happens. The spiders all climb up in the ceiling and they all get jammed up in that top spot there. Now occasionally they'll fall down and on top of you. So you have to fight them, but for the most part you're good. Here, I'll stand here. You saw that one coming for me. He's going to just climb this wall, trying to get to me. Spiders aren't very smart with their pathing. They just try and walk right through walls. So here we go. And they'll be sitting right up here. So I can just kind of stand here and swing my sword. And usually I wait until there's 8 or 10 spiders up there. And then kill them all. You can just kind of take one hop right here and get anything that falls on there. You get good experience. You get lots of spider eyes. You get lots of string. Although string, if you start clearing out abandoned mine shafts, you come across those stinking spiderweb, cobweb things. String is kind of a dime a dozen now too. So, oh, lots of zombies down here. So, anyways, that's how you work the spider traps. So try it out. I think you'll like it. Alright, I'm going to cut now and I'll go to the nether and I'll show you some stuff in there. Alright, so I'll show you my netherwart farm. This is nothing special whatsoever. It's a 10 by 10 grid here of netherwart. I find this stuff in the, if you haven't found it yet, look for one of those nether fortresses. The way you can tell if it's mature, there's 3 different stages. The first stage looks like this, it's just tiny. Second stage and the third stage look real similar. The best way is to get on eye level with it, and you can see the ones that stick out. Those are the ones that are mature. You just hit it once, plant back. Usually you get 3 or 4. So this is all I'm using. I've got a 10 by 10 square here, so I've got 100 spots to farm. Usually there's 15 or so when I come through here. It only grows when you're in the nether. So being up working in the real world and coming down here to check on it's not going to cut it. So that's the netherwart farm. I got a long ass run to get to my blaze rod farm, so I won't show you the whole run, but I will show you that I do pavement for my road in the nether here in cobblestone so that it's easier to see. I do the torches on the right method, so if at any point I run around looking for stuff and I get lost, as soon as I find my road I can find which way's home by following the torches on the left back home. Does that make sense? So I'm going to cut the video and I'll show you that when I get down to the blaze rod farm. Alright, so I'm getting close. I basically just ran around in here trying to find a nether fortress so I could find this mug, what's it called, netherwart or whatever it is. So I finally came across a fortress over here. You can see that cobblestone structure, that's the blaze rod farm that I built. So I brought the cobblestone in. I tried to build a portal out here, and I was going to build that whole farm section I showed you was built after I did all of this. But I portaled out right here. I think it was right there at the end of that road, and it put me in the middle of the ocean. And there was no land anywhere close. And then I went farther in and did another one, same thing. So I went the other direction to finally build my thing. Alright, so you know how when you find these things, these blaze rod spawners are all over the place. This is a design I ripped off. I was going to do something real similar to this, but I wasn't quite sure exactly what the rules were. So I went and checked somebody else's design and figured I'd do it just like them. I've gone 4 out all the way back, so there's no place these things can spawn. They've got a 4 wide radius in a horizontal direction that they can spawn in. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side with this guy in the middle. And then I've gone 5 blocks left and right from this guy, or well, forward and back, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then built my walls. I built the glass just to make it not feel so claustrophobic. So this guy spawns, as long as I'm close to it, it spawns more and more of these blazes. You can see it spinning fast. Somebody's about to jump out. There it is. I think there's 2 there. So I usually will stand right in here. Again, I hit E for inventory and I go sit on Smashboards or whatever. Watch videos on YouTube until I get a whole room full of these guys, and then I can sit here and whack away at them. They can't hurt you as long as you stand in the middle. If I peek out here, they can start shooting fire at me. So he's trying to, but he'll never be able to as long as I don't spend too much time like leaning way out. This is a good way to farm experience points and blaze rods. You see I've gotten 1 out of 3 kills. I don't know what the drop rate is on these. I think it's around 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4. Something like that. That's not too far off. I stood here for an hour and a half, maybe AFK for most of it, and just kind of tab over and do something. And I've got like 2 stacks of blaze rods someplace. These are just supplies I brought with me while I was setting all this up. So anyways, that's the blaze rod farm. It's pretty simple. I'll show you. What you do is you put fences in on those side rows there. So that's 11, 22 fences. I use glass to make it obvious. I think this middle row of glass is perfect because they can see me and they'll come towards me. And then you give them, a 3 tall space to spawn into. And that's it. So it's pretty simple. So that's all for the nether. I'm going to run out and show you a couple of last pieces in my original farm. Alright, so I'll show you my... this is back on the 1.7 side of my map here. I'll show you my slime farm. It's not running now because I haven't been anywhere close to this for a while, so it's going to be empty. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything down here. Basically, I found 2 chunks that were both slime spawns. It's dark now because I have everything set to kind of short vision, for recording. But anyways, you just light up this. You can see I'm at bedrock, and you light up that whole area so nothing else will spawn down here. You have to stand 25 blocks away for it to spawn, so I made a little room 25 blocks away and kind of started clearing things out just to give myself something to do while I waited for it. Eventually I figured out I could just stand around on the surface and I could come down every once in a while and it'd be full of slimes. So I'm not going to run it now just to show off, but it fills up. I'll have like literally 30 big ones running around. And I get tons and tons of drops from that. So I just have this big ladder pit here. But I'll show you at the top of this that I had almost a full chest of slime, what are they called, slime balls. I've since moved some of them away from this chest to my other side of my map. So yeah, I got about half a chest over here. That's a lot. I mean, that's over 1,000. This is my original base. I tended to use the dig in method instead of the build a house method when I'm starting new maps. I'm not sure why I've always liked it better that way. I think it's just how I started, and that's just what I like. I've got a little trash compactor here. You just step on it and gives me some lava to chuck stuff into. Up in the sky here is my mob tower. They're not working nearly as well on this patch. Not totally jacked with the mob pathing AI, so that they don't walk around as much, so that these towers don't work as well. So there's stuff up there walking around. If we climbed up and cut a hole, you could see a few things here and there, but they don't walk around as much, so they don't wander into the water paths as much. But with the way I've designed it, they fall here and almost die. I could set up glass down here so that they would hit the glass and I could just stand there and whack them with a sword. I haven't done that yet because I built this before there was experience points, so I just had lava blaze to finish them off there. Come on. Oh, I'm stuck. Let's go. Alright, this is obnoxious. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I'm not sure what's up here. Anywho, I'm going to cut it here, and I'll show you the next part. Alright, I finally got out of that pit. It took me forever. So yeah, I tend to just kind of dig into hills when I'm building instead of building a home for my beginning of my map, and then eventually I'll start building structures. Alright, I've got a cactus farm over here. It's 3 tiers. I've got 3 full chests of cactus, so we're looking at maybe 7,000 cactus sitting around. These are classic designs. Everyone builds cactus farms the same. There's really no variations here. You can see one's floating now. When the cactus grows up to along this side, it pops it off, lands in the water, and floats away. Yeah, so I dig in, and then I end up trying to get ideas about building castles and things, and I always get halfway through those projects before I give up. I always build a lava beacon tower at my base when I'm exploring, so that I can always find it by just looking around for the big glowing lava sticks. I go up all the way to the sky, and then build my lava beacon here. This was just me experimenting. There was an idea a kid posted one time about, let's see if that works still. Nah, I think I took everything out. You used to be able to make basically a big bank system with stacked up chests. I don't know. Anyways, my original wheat farm over here before I got smart was just one water block source, and I tried to split the water stream coming down and yada yada. It wasn't as good. The new way is more effective. So anyways, that's it for my farms. So I hope you enjoy the video, and please comment and subscribe and all that stuff. Appreciate it. Thanks guys. Bye.